Oh, how low the mighty have fallen. So, hi, this is Amsterdam. This is David O. Russell's newest film. Now, this is also the first film he's released since it revealed how much of a piece of shit he actually is.
That I
Uh,
did not know.
oh yeah, David O. Russell. After Joy came out, like a bunch of like things start coming about how just abusive of a director he is, behind the scenes and all those things. So
Well, not like Stanley Kubrick
I mean,
level.
I don't know if the answer. I don't know if that's true or not. I just know that as far as abuse stuff behind the stage, Joe, let's not quantify it. Uh, abuse is abuse. Guy's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know, starting off strong. Because it's heartbreaking for me because I used to love David O. Russell films. Like I love Silver Linings Playbook. I liked American Hustle.
Same.
I love The Fighter. I thought those were great films. Then you read that, it's like, son of a bitch, god damn it.
I never
Uh,
saw The Fighter. I saw Silver Lining. I saw American Hustle. I saw Joy. I liked all of those to varying degrees. I cannot say that this one is as strong as any of those three I just listed.
Honestly, I thought this movie sucked. Uh, like I thought it
Uh,
was pretty bad.
I saw it 2 days ago. I've almost completely forgotten about it. It's his weakest film that I've seen to date.
Mm-hmm.
It has the markings of a David O. Russell film of being a 20th century period piece inspired by true events, all-star cast, snappy editing,
I don't know. I feel like calling it snappy editing has been being a bit charitable with the editing for this movie because I don't know. I'm
kinetic, random.
like that's probably a bit more accurate. I don't know. Kinetic's not even sure I would word I would use because it felt so sluggish to me. Like I felt this movie just fucking dragged on with just a lot of scenes just meandering and repeating and not going anywhere. Um, and
Yeah, that's another thing. I feel like at times this is a movie that is trying to say something but not getting around to the point, and other times when it finally does get to the point, it's too on the nose. Eh,
it is that my larger issue with this movie as a whole is that honestly, there's a lot of this movie that feels incredibly sophomoric. Which is kind of shocking to me for a director like David O. Russell, which even though like despite being a gigantic asshole, still made good movies. I can definitely say those both can be true.
Yes,
So that being said, I don't feel bad for not liking this one. But it's more like all of the acting and the staging and the editing choreography feel really stunted and lifeless. And it feels like a lot of the charisma of these extremely talented actors, it just sucked out of them. And it's from everybody, which tells me this was very much a deliberate directorial choice, to have everyone act and talk like this. And it doesn't work.
I feel
Uh,
like a lot of the delivery is forced,
it feels
and
like a high school production.
it doesn't sound natural. I don't really believe a lot of the on on screen chemistries. Uh, it just it's just kind of there.
It's more like it feels like it's trying to ape the Wes Anderson style a little bit of like people talking deadpan to the camera. But it doesn't understand what makes those movies charming. Because which again was kind of shocking for David O. Russell. Is David O. Russell
Intelligent
movie?
dry humor for one thing.
Well, that too. My point is but like David O. Russell movies have like high kinetic characters, like characters like big emotions and big expressions and all that stuff. And this
Yes.
feels like just so flatline compared to that. Even Christian Bale, who like almost never turns in a bad performance. It's still
Which
like,
one was he Bert?
yeah, he was Bert.
I couldn't figure out who was playing him at all.
Really? You didn't think that was Christian Bale?
No.
I thought it was kind of obvious, but okay. Such as it is. But yeah, he was Bert. He was the guy with the glass eye and the crazy hair and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So like, but to get a bad performance out of Christian Bale, you have to legitimately like try hard to get him to dumb down, and he's still putting as much effort as he can give with the material. But like
The
Margot
material's
Robbie's,
pretty thin for such a significant actual piece of American history.
yeah, but like, and that's just like it goes across the board. Like Margot Robbie is kind of phoning it in. Not phoning it in. Again, I can't say any actor is being lazy here because this is clearly a directorial choice. This was a deliberate choice to have everyone act this way.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What?
If a Lifetime movie had a bigger budget.
You know what it reminded me of?
Hmm.
The Lady Killers.
I never saw that. I've heard of it.
It's the Coen brothers' worst movie they ever made. And it's kind of for a lot of the same reasons of just kind of stilted, weird ass acting, although they tried harder in Lady Killers.
Fair enough.
And just a tone that just did not clash with the story and the directorial style. So like a lot of cases, like this is easily David Russell's worst film he's ever made.
Agreed.
I think I hate him. I hate it more than you do, which is totally fine.
I don't really care enough about it to hate it. I'm gonna forget this by the end of this week.
I think I'm just frustrated by it. Because I'm looking all of these like, and this a star-studded cast, great actors, Robert De Niro, and was it Anna Taylor-Joy? I think her name is.
Close, Anya Taylor-Joy.
I was close.
You were close.
Like Margot Robbie, Denzel Washington's son, whose name I forget.
John David Washington.
Thank you. David Washington, like Christian Bale, that one guy who played a Bond villain the last time around.
Rami Malek.
Thank you. Rami Malek.
Yeah, he's been having fun doing the mustache twirling villains lately.
Yeah, but like I get like all these are really good actors, and all of them are just so flat and annoying. And the way like it cuts, the way the scenes are shot, and constructed feels kind of just lazy and lifeless. And there's like nothing interesting about them.
No, they're just there.
Even the central friendship, which is supposed to be between Margot Robbie, Christian Bale, and David Washington.
John David Washington.
God damn it. Okay. John David Washington. Like feels like there's just no real chemistry there. And that's not the actor's fault. It's just the fact that, again, whatever the fuck David Russell is trying to do with this movie just sapped every ounce of effort they could have given to this. And I don't get it.
Neither do I. I did remember one personal nitpick about something small that so there's this this subplot with Margot Robbie's character having a poorly diagnosed or mysterious ailment.
Yeah.
And it is an ailment that I experienced growing up, and I was just watching this being all, you wouldn't know if you had that, sweetheart. It'd be pretty obvious. So that's a very minor thing that annoyed me personally.
Fair. Yeah, that's reasonable. But yeah, like one of the scenes, like I think went around on Twitter, and I do agree that like the production is really bad, is a scene, without going too much into spoilers, is a scene where they're in the theater towards the end. And everyone's kind of talking to each other about like accidentally firing off a gun, and the writing of it's really hackney. The performances are really hackney. Again, it just feels like a freshman college film in a lot of weird ways, and it's overwritten and like it's exposition laden. Nobody talks naturally.
No, it's all very stunted and stilted, and it's almost soap opera-ish, but it's not fun enough to be campy.
And I don't want to call it lazy because I can tell these are deliberate choices. I just don't know what they're trying to do with it.
They're just choices that don't work.
Yeah, so like, I again, that's what I'm finding frustrating about it, because like I can tell you were trying to do something with this, but what? And I'm not asking you this. Don't take it like don't feel the need to get reflexively defensive. This is more
no, that's I'm wondering the same thing.
what
Right.
was the intention there? Because even like the voiceovers with Christian Bale feel like he's just reading from a script, and I'm like, this is
Maybe he
Christian
was,
Bale. Like
which is interesting because Christian Bale usually goes method.
exactly, Christian Bale's a goddamn madman. So like, if you get him to just read something, what the fuck did you do? I don't know.
I
That
don't
stuff
know.
drives me. That has been driving me up a wall since I saw this movie earlier today. So maybe it's fresher in my mind. And I think I spent most of it like just trying to pay attention because I got lost a few times. Not even like the plot's hard to understand because
No,
spoiler alert, it basically boils down to Nazis.
uh,
Uh,
they they spell it out for you.
which is like fine, and I like Robert De Niro's speech toward the end. I thought like okay, sure, that's relevant. But
Yeah, that's the on the nose part.
which is fine. Like I don't really have much problem with on the nose stuff anymore. Because at this point I also understand audiences well enough to know that they will miss the point unless you say it plainly. So especially in regards to Nazis. So that part doesn't really bother me too much.
Fair enough.
Uh but that being said, everything just kind of around it just does not work in any major capacity. It feels like it thinks it's really smart, or really stylish, or really like artistic, and it's just not. It's flat, it's boring, it's nothing. It's 2 hours too long. And it's just again, it's just a shame to get all these Artur good character actors and just waste all of them.
And this is inspired by, actual events in American history, and I'm fascinated by history. I would love a a piece of art to retell it, so I could learn more about it or be more inspired to do more research about it. But this this made history boring for me.
Oh, what a sentence. Uh, and I say this as somebody who has got into history as an adult, but as a kid, I was bored as fuck with history. I've learned that I'm wrong. I'm just speaking like the history, the sentence, like, God, this made history boring to feel like such an oxymoron for me.
Well, it's it's history is a series of stories full of scandal and controversy and alternate cultures and different points of view and wars and all this these fascinating events that happen in different parts of the world simultaneously that had a ripple effect on one another, and that is just so fascinating and exciting to me. But they just sucked all of that out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, granted, the history we're usually taught is in 1492, Christopher Columbus, even though he didn't actually.
No,
uh,
and I because of Columbus Day last week, I didn't get paid until Thursday morning. So fuck Columbus Day.
yeah. Well, I guess it's Indigenous People Day now, so we'll just, man, it's like, it's
Yes,
better. It's better.
yes,
Uh,
that's better. But yeah,
Still, fuck Columbus.
yes,
For not getting, fuck you, Columbus, for not getting paid on time.
yes. It was very stressful.
600 years later, fuck you.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, this is probably a short review because I don't really have much else to say outside of much of my frustration with the choices made here. They don't make any sense to me. This does not feel like the efforts of a director trying to break back in the industry after being basically blacklisted for 6 years.
Yeah,
Deservedly so, quite
it
frankly.
it wants to be Oscar baity, but it's just sloppy and forgettable.
I feel like we've had a strain of just sloppy Artur films lately, between this and Don't Worry, Darling. Uh,
Yeah.
in kind of a similar way, it was like almost like a disappointed parent. Like, we know you could do better than this.
Yes.
Like, we don't feel like you're trying hard enough. We would just like you to use your efforts out, like efforts a little harder this time.
Pick a different script. Pick a different script editor. Just make different choices. Don't suck the charisma out of your actors. Something. I don't know.
I don't get it. But that being said, if there's anyone that deserves to have their film come back after the allegations come out, David Russell definitely does not deserve to get a redeemable arc here. So honestly, kind of glad the movie sucks. Kind of glad the movie bombed because fuck him. And I say this as a past fan who used to gush about his work and was always really excited when I saw his name attached to something. But man, what a disappointment. Uh
Yeah. I mean,
this
I didn't
might
have
make my worst list, honestly. I haven't decided yet, but it's my
I didn't have very high hopes for it, but I thought it'd be better than this. So if I had a list, this would be on the worst one for me too.
well, I gotta see Halloween Ends next week, so maybe I'll be seeing a different tune this
um,
time next week, based on what I've heard.
my boyfriend told me the spoiler.
I don't know it yet. I've remained spoiler free.
I won't say anything.
I heard it's not good, so that's the most I really know about it. Yeah, Amsterdam sucks.
Yeah, skip Amsterdam, the movie. Maybe if you have the means and time to travel, go to Amsterdam, the city instead.
There you go. Honestly, I'd rather rewatch Lyle Crocodile. At least that was charming.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
Go figure. So if you have to see one of them, or Bros, or Smile, or any other movies coming out right now.
I saw Bros. I haven't laughed that hard at a movie in a very long time.
I enjoyed Bros. I thought Bros was a good movie.
It was hysterical.
Yeah. So any one of those, watch over this.
Yeah.
Like, don't support this guy. This guy sucks.
Yeah. See any of those, or don't see this.
Yeah. You got anything else you want to add there?
Not really. Like I said, I didn't have too many thoughts. My minor quip once again was about how epilepsy was depicted on screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I think that's all we got for that one. So the only announcement I got is we're just wrapping up editing on the Scott Pilgrim video, so that should be done pretty soon.
Cool.
So keep an eye on that in about a week or so. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching. See y'all later.